All right. So this is day 2. We're gonna go for another walk, go through a little bit different parts of the subdivision, and go from there. It is 7 a.m. and yesterday I started around 6:30ish. So let's go. All right, we are off. Okay, we're gonna explore some different streets. I did a 30-minute walk yesterday, so we're gonna go in the similar direction, but take different streets this time. Okay. Oh, here we go. We can hear the roosters. There we go. Roosters. Yesterday we went straight ahead. I think we're gonna skip that and go straight through here. All right, so this is Spring Heights 2 subdivision here in Filinvest 2. This is one of the subdivisions in this area. The biggest one here is Spring Country. There's also Spring Valley. Oh, look at these chickens. They got let's take a closer look. All right. These chickens. Roosters, baby chickens. Pretty neat. Okay. So this time, I'm gonna make a left on this street right here, upcoming street, and walk towards the end of the street, which will give us a view of the Payatas, which used to be, which was a landfill, and they've turned it into some, I've heard eco park, but it's very green now, very green. The smell, since we first moved in 2016, you can still smell the, I guess, the sewage-like smell, rotten smell, but that's disappeared over the years. So, and they have been closed for quite some time also before 2016. I can't remember exactly, but Payatas was the site of a collapse, and when it collapsed, more than 10 persons died. They were covered up in the landslide, and their bodies were never found. Okay, and this is where that happened. These persons were there, like the ones that try to collect scraps, from the landfill, and unfortunately they got covered up. Yeah. Okay. All right, walking past this home. Looks like it's still not occupied. Okay. I don't see a for sale sign. Yeah. Whew. All right. All right. People doing the same thing, going for a walk. Okay. Oh, this is neat. Another one. Still seems like it's unoccupied. Okay. All right. So I remember when we were living here, I know this home was already here. This right here. So that was an empty lot, you know? Same for this one. All right. Okay, let me take a closer look. So this is under construction right here. This lot. Okay. This work site. Okay. Okay. We are gonna make a left on Daffodil. All right, let's do it. Yesterday morning, I did not make this turn because there were loose dogs on this street. So I don't see them. So let's go. Ooh, let's take a look at their birds. Take a look. Not sure exactly what those are. Kind of like parakeets, but I know these are, what are they called these? I used to, cockatiels. Are they cockatiels? Okay, there's actually 4 of them. Used to have them a long time ago. Okay.
Nandun yung lot natin dati.
All right, we're definitely gonna see that. When we first, right before we bought our current home here, we actually reserved 2 lots on the green space straight ahead, and seemed like those 2 lots we were gonna make a home combined home, but for us the process was so lengthy, permitting this and that, we couldn't even build for like 1 year. So the developer here, Filinvest, allowed us to kind of like trade those 2 lots and not lose any money and buy an existing home. Okay, so we're at a creek. So this creek right here, straight ahead, is Payatas. Okay, landfill. It doesn't even look like a landfill anymore. It's very green, have trees. Okay, but yeah, this is what it looks like. Okay, and I know yesterday I was towards the clubhouse, straight ahead. So this creek bed leads to that clubhouse. Can actually smell, as you can see, the water's filthy. But it's not that bad, the smell-wise, the scent, like sewage, it's not that bad. Tolerable. Shoot, back home in San Francisco, depending on which street, you could really smell the sewage. So this doesn't even smell that bad. Now, when we first moved here, we could definitely smell it from our place. Depends on the time of day, the shifts of the wind, the direction of the wind. Yeah. All right. So here we are. So this home is new. I walked past this. I don't know how new it is, but maybe redeveloped. But so this home's been here for a while. And even when we were living here, no one lived there. Okay. So you have all these empty lots right here. So whenever someone buys them, they'll develop it. Now, the next street over, okay, we used to have two lots right here. And I remember it was a corner and then another one, like a corner here, not definitely this corner. It was the edge. And it overlapped to the second lot adjacent to it. So this would have been it. And we were able to trade the money that we gave for these two lots and got our new place. Yeah, yeah. All right, so this is a mango tree here in one of these lots. Someone just planted this here years ago, I guess. And they're reachable. And what are you gonna eat this with? Like bagoong, the green unripe mangoes. Man, it's pretty high up there. You see this? It's not reachable. But let's see if I can find some that is reachable. Okay. There is some here, but they're small.
They're very small.
Very small.
They're baby.
Okay. Let's see. Oh, there's one right here. This one is doable. All right. Got the, oh, came right off. Came right off, look at that. Came right off.
The other one on the down, that's even more bigger.
Oh, good eye. Oh man, I got sap. I don't like that. All right, so we got two little mangoes, but they have the mango sap. I don't know. You want to touch them? We don't have a bag. All right, I'll set them down for now. Maybe come back to it. Oh man, I got them on my fingers. They get sticky. Okay, that may not have been a good idea. Got that sap. Okay. All right.
It's a fresh name.
So there's a wall right here. This green lot, there's a wall. And from that wall, that's a different community already. Not part of Filinvest. Okay. Yeah. I'm not sure if it's actually low. There's a lot of dirt they dumped here. The dirt's gotten taller, right? So that's why the wall over there doesn't look that high, because I think over the years, they've dumped a lot of fill dirt here. And see, let's go in for another look. All this fill dirt has made it tall. Look at that. It's even above my knee now. So that the walls in the background, they're separating the community, has made it seem shorter. Okay. So this street here is the outer edges of the subdivision. And a lot of it is still green. Okay, check this out. So that is Payatas there. Doesn't even look like a landfill. Okay. 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 So make what you want from here, but that's what the other subdivisions look like outside of our walls. Okay, make your own opinion about that. Hey, goat. Got a goat. Yeah, look at the goat right there.
Sheep goat. Goat sheep.
All right, so from this street on, I'm gonna make a right. I'm gonna cut through the creek again, the water creek. I'm gonna head towards the clubhouse and then shut this down. One thing I like about our development, it's still a part of Metro Manila. It's in Quezon City, and but it feels province-like, you know, living in this community. You know, it's relatively quiet compared to living outside this subdivision, where you're gonna hear all these motorcycles, the tricycles, jeepneys. Okay, all right. Lily Street is here, and there you go. We'll walk towards that creek, take a look over there. Got another home being developed. Let's take a look over here. Ah, so this is the graphic of what it's going to look like. Pretty neat. Pretty neat. Okay. When we come back here in a few months, this might be, you know, almost finished. Oh, look at that. And on this corner, there's another one. Oh, okay. I don't think, when I was here in November, I don't think this was even up yet. Huh. Because I would always go for walks here and, you know, stop by this creek and take a look at the view. But yeah, this is I don't think this was even started in November. But they, all right, so let's take a look at the creek. Okay, so this is facing south. So the clubhouse is in that direction. Now let me take a look at the north. This is what it looks like. I remember last year, someone posted a picture in one of our Facebook community groups that I'm a member of for this community. And there was a snake, like what did they call them? Anacondas or boas, something like that. It was wrapped around here, wrapped around. So that was kind of like a good sign that the ecosystem is healthy enough for snakes. It was a pretty big one too. Okay. But you know what? Let's take a look here. This is what's concerning. You can kind of see the retaining wall here on the left, that it's bending, okay? On my video yesterday, towards the clubhouse, the retaining wall collapsed. And when the retaining wall collapsed, the dirt gave way like a landslide, and the homes, the homes cracked. The walls cracked, foundations cracked, compromised them. At least I counted, what, 4? Okay, and they haven't even been rebuilt yet, or even starting to rebuild. So I can already notice that it is bending. So you get these rainstorms here, these walls are compromised. Right, babe? You see it? It's bending?
Yeah.
Man, that is,
That's bad because this one is new.
yeah.
They stopped constructing because
No, I don't think this was even here last November.
I think we saw it now.
Maybe starting to.
Yeah.
Okay, because when we get the heavy rain starting in June, and you can see all the way from this lot right here where this is being built to that home, right, the second home over there, you can see the retaining wall is already tilted. Yeah, that's bad.
It's already a bad idea to
Yeah.
build from there. I'm not gonna build it anymore.
Yeah.
If I see the wall, it's like that.
But since we've lived here, 10 years ago now, we moved, we got our place in 2016. This area is unaffected by, floods. So when you have these rain events, it's really unaffected. It doesn't flood here, okay? Now, the barangay, Bagong Silangan, outside our development, our subdivision, they do flood. They do flood because it's kind of like downhill towards where the barangay hall is. It's downhill, and that's where it floods. So we're at a higher elevation, so I've never experienced a flooding event here. Nice home. So the only flooding here, you have the creek, retaining wall, but that's the only site that has the potential to collapse. So these homes, even here, could be affected when you get these heavy rainstorms. Okay. Hey, there's more goats. Yeah, look at that. 5 of them over there. 5 goats. So these goats, they eat the grass, help maintain the grass, right? In California, in San Francisco, where we're from, there's these eco-friendly businesses. They have goats. I've seen them where they'll occupy an area. Someone have hired them, and they'll put up these fencing to keep the goats in, and the goats' job is to be green and eat